Hello, hello. Let me turn on the music. There we go. Hello, fish. Thank you for the hydrate. And Crazy, congratulations on the first gold. Oh, so hello. Welcome. Mm. Um, well, Luffy, they're going to have it. I'm gonna. Oh, this is gonna be something. Happy holidays! Happy holidays to you, to Wolfie. Happy holidays to everyone. I hope everyone's having a good, a good holiday season. Uh, I'm not gonna lie, it still doesn't really feel like December for me. So my brain's just like, yeah, it's Christmas. Oh yeah, it's Christmas. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Uh, good holidays and indeed for so free. Exactly. Like outside of just like fish, you know what I'm talking about. The weather just hasn't been like hidden as if it's winter and it's Christmas and December and all that. But I don't know. It's just the vibes. The vibes aren't right. Um, yeah. So it's like it's just not landing properly. Like I know it's there, and I'll probably get it and everything. The weather is crazy. I know, right? Fuck. Like I know it was kind of cold earlier. But it wasn't quite. Uh, it wasn't quite there for me, I guess either. Side note. So hi. Welcome to this. This is Obsidian. Um. Yeah. Like a day of snow. Yeah, it was like a day of snow, but it felt honestly like more like it was like a soft layer. Like it was a little bit of a thicker layer of frost than anything than snow. Like it felt a lot more like just a thick layer of frost than snow to me. It was like barely anything. Um besides so hi. Um fuck if I know how to properly like segue into this. Um Welcome to a little writing stream, I guess. So welcome to that. Welcome to this. Ooh. Um, Context on the title today. Uh, so good bean, good friend of mine, wonderful friend of mine. Skylar Cat made a tweet a bit ago, being like they might do a an art stream and everything, and I went and just instantly was like, if you do, like, if you do, I promise I'll do a writing stream for my one of my side projects. Said pride project is what you're looking at here and everything. Um, and that was like yesterday and everything. So is a thing, is a thing. Now the thing is, didn't happen yesterday. And it's today. So Sky did an art stream today. And I got called out when in chat after a bit because I was really, I'm gonna be honest, I was like hyper fixated on watching a different Kamen Rider series. Uh, so here I am. I'm upholding my end of the bargain. We are going to be doing an hour and a half of writing and working on this little project here of mine. This is just like an OC I really like the concept of, to a point of like really wanting to work on it more. And yeah, we're just gonna be here. We're gonna be chatting, hanging out, listening to music and grooving. And I'm basically just gonna ramble on about my OC while looking into the details of certain things. So yeah. Um, I guess for one thing to start, for anyone who does not know what Kamen Rider is a tokusatsu of the tokusatsu like I guess genre. So if anyone knows like Power Rangers, for example, think that, except you know, in its original form from Japan. Power Rangers is like within that genre of tokusatsu, basically. So over in Japan, where it originated at Super Sentai, Kamen Rider is another one of those genres. Kamen Rider is its own series. It's I've gotten really into it and everything. Obviously, from the fact that I'm making a whole ass OC for it. Uh, so yeah, yeah. It's got a long history. Honestly, Super Sentai equal where Power Rangers comes from. I only know most surface level stuff. Honestly, just like yeah. That's like really that's a really good point on it. Like a lot of like Power Rangers, especially older ones, would you would basically take a lot of the fight sequences and stuff and dub over it. In rarer occasions, which became I think more common over time as they wanted to tell their own stories over time. They would like get the costumes and everything, and then they would like they would actually add like make their own sequences for when they wanted to do it. So a lot of like newer series, I believe, a lot of them ended up using a lot of their own um footage as well. But that is like a here or there kind of thing, right? Sentai is really good though. I haven't watched too much Sentai because Kamen Rider kind of became the obsession for my Takosaku obsession. Blech. Uh, but I know Sentai is really good. I think the current one, which is it's like Boom Booner, Booner Boom. It's something like that. It's based on like just it's cars and all that. Uh, I know that one's pretty good. Kamen Rider Black. Yeah. Hello. Welcome in. Around. Lana Incorporated. Hello, hello. New to the stream. Hells yeah. Welcome in. Black was is your favorite as a kid? Hell yeah. I will not deny you. I've only recently gotten into Kamen Rider, but it has become an obsession. And by recent, I guess like it's been it's been a few months. They have much more adult stories elements compared adult story elements compared to America's Comic Power Rangers. Yeah, that's true, but they also have. I also know that a lot of Super Sentai leans into a lot of like I would say gags and also understanding how to be silly, like unironically silly. But you also get like some of the best sequences that are both silly and genuinely so good. I think North American kids can get this is kind of shit TV. But in Brazil, where I was raised, we got had a lot of old as fuck TV. So I grew up on all of the old tokusatsu, yeah, old and new tokusatsu. Ooh, Lion Man. Fuck. Oh man, wait, Lion Man? No, I have not. That's another. I know there's other tokusatsu except besides like Sentai, right? Like Kamen Rider and Ultraman. I've not actually heard of Lion Man. Look it up. It's trash. It is trash. Thank you for the hydrate, Levy. Mm. That is even as a kid. Oh, that's fucking funny. Oh man, I looked at it and was like, "What am I doing here? Why? Oh, that's so good. Oh god, it's so good. Look up his visuals just for a taste if you want. Yeah, you know what? I have like a browser open just for that. Let's look this up. Look at this. Okay. Uh, Lion Man. We'll just in case specify that it's Tokusaku. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. That sounds familiar. Oh, I mean, depending on, I'm sure some of this stuff probably like leaked over into America, but less commonly. So that might be the case. Let's. Okay, wait. So what are we looking for here? Let's see. Okay. Oh wait. It's spelled lion. I fucking spelled lion wrong. There we go. Oh my god. Okay, I need to like I need to zoom this in. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait. Okay. Well, we'll just. What the fuck? Why? Stop. And we wonder why furries exist. Now that I look at it, maybe it's just a furry paradise. Who knows? Japanese Spider-Man and shot not guns and shit. Yeah, I've heard of that one. Oh my god. Same brain cell indeed. Oh my god. Oh my oh my god. Japanese Spider-Man slaps. This face. This face of I hope so. I sure hope no one heard me fart. I shitted myself. Yeah, that is what I had to grow up with. Oh man, that is that is hilarious. This is just just fucking look at him. He's posted up on his Pegasus. Had it. He had this flying sword attack. Oh my god. Just took a hit of acid and no nobody at the party will know. Lion man's bombastic side eye. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is this is madness. This is oh my god. Oh my okay, I'm like taking psychic damage. I need to like close out of that. Hi. Okay, so fucking oh man. Let me okay. Let me like trail back to what I'm working on today. So this is Obsidian. It's a really useful note taking and writing application. Um, and so right now I have a whole section in Vault for as I'm just gonna for now I'm calling it Writer Thorn. Um, God, how do I want to start this? Because this is really conceptual right now, right? Keep this in mind. This is super conceptual. You can see how many like small thorn like bits here we have basically just like we have, right? Oh my god, I dropped I dropped just to serve the trail of thought and what are we up to today? Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. This is what these kind of things are for. So so Obviously, being a newer fan of Kamen Rider and everything. Some of my first interactions have been with the Reiwa era and everything, um, which has been fun. I've also, of course, like moved over and into like I think the Heisei Heisei era. Like I said at the beginning of stream, I earlier before stream and before being called out, um, I was just binging all of the episodes for Kamen Rider Build, basically, which I'm loving. Oh my god, I'm on episode 40 right now, so that is a whole thing. So conceptually, um, the idea I had let's start with where like where I got the inspiration for this. I was basically like, let me propose. Uh, I want to propose myself a challenge. Can I cohesively make an interesting mix of the Reiwa era drivers and come up with an interesting like Franken driver based on that era, like these types of drivers, and then it slowly became its own character like, it slowly became its own character and everything. Yeah, for me, all of the ones from the 80s and 90s are one and the same in my head, except Black, which was one that I actually liked. How are these eras divided? God, I think Showa was probably the 80s and 90s era. I've always wanted to see the actual Japanese big head bag Beetleborgs, because I did like the American show. Oh. Here. Uh, Can't your hydrate cooldown is very short. I know you're the reason for it, because you keep such like a consistent fucking hydrate on me that I actually drink water. It's just usually you're fucking at work, fish, so you don't ever notice the short cooldown. It's healthy, shake my head. Okay, so um, blah 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 blah. Eras. Okay, we'll just go basically to like the wiki here, because there's a lot of like information here. So it's split up into the Showa era, the Heisei era, and then the Reiwa era. If we're to look at this space like more specifically, the Showa era uh was the first of the current three production of the Kamen Rider series. This whole basically is a reference to basically a lot of the original stuff, like some of the very first stuff. Period. Enlightened, peace, harmony, also known as Showa. Period of Japanese history, a corresponding thing to the region of of the Showa Emperor, the reign of the Showa Emperor. I had a great idea. Yeah, for a business. It's to do with Kamen Rider. Hell yeah. So for the Showa era specifically, it looks to be basically right as we're seeing here. It's basically the Kamen Rider basically began in the middle of the Showa era, the actual Showa era, approximately 28 years after the conclusion of World War II and the start of what that is known as post-war Japan. So that's the very big gist of it. It basically was like started in that whole thing. I don't know if it would help with the creative juices. It would be a delivery service called Lamen Rider. The bikers and delivery. It, it would have antenna on the helmets. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. Mm. Okay, so basically, yeah, I get it now. So the Showa era is named the Showa era because that is what the era at the time was for Japan, right? In the Heisei era, I don't know if it says specifically where the name came from. So the Heisei era was basically the start of the Heisei era looks to have been basically the revival of Kamen Rider, with beginning with Kamen Rider Kuga. So that's okay. Phase one, phase two, phase three. Okay. Hmm. But like, okay, so that basically it's based. So the eras are kind of split up based on certain different like aspects. So Showa was purely basic. Was like right was obviously named after the era of Japan that they were in at the time and everything. Heisei, they refer. Okay, it refers, Heisei, also known as Heisei era, period of Japan and its history corresponding to the okay. So all of the eras are actually based on the reigning emperor of Japan at the time. Period of Japan's history corresponding to the reign of the Heisei emperor. So that is how basically it's all divvied up. That's the name thing, and all of the eras are named after that usually because that's when new things. So Showa was the start of Kamen Rider. Heisei was the revival of Kamen Rider, and Reiwa mm, in Japan that began following the edition of reading. Okay, cool. His name. Aga will be renamed to Emperor Heisei upon on his death. Ah, okay. The franchise's his 50th anniversary also occurred within the era. Okay. Why did the Reiwa era start then? Down throne, setting declining health. So began as the final entry of the Heisei era. Transition would occur mid broadcast to celebrate the new era protagonist Kamen Rider 01. Hmm. So okay, yeah, they divided generations like that in general too. Too, not just Kamen Rider. Or from what I know, yeah, that would honestly make sense. So, okay, so in this case, while Heisei was the revival of Kamen Rider, it looks like, from logically, from what I can tell, basically, like Reiwa was the passing of the torch, from from ending the Heisei era, moving over to the Reiwa, because obviously, that's how it's gonna be. That makes sense. New era, new passing of the torch to the new people to work on, um the newest set of Common Rider and everything. Newest runs, I guess, is the way of putting it. Which makes sense. Makes sense. So that's it. So blah, 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 blah. Actually, I bring this back up. It's Reiwa here. So as it was kind of mentioned there, we got the new generation, right? We currently have our new generation. Introduced. So our current era of Reiwa is Kamen Rider 01, Revice, Geats, Gutchard, and Gav, which Gav is the newest one and is currently the one that is still actively running. It's still pretty early on and everything. Um, and the gist of it is, I really like these. outside of the fact that this is the era I've started in and everything, I still just really like these. So my goal was as a little like concept design challenge was to see if I could take this era's version like drivers and see if I could make a cohesive combination of them by taking different functions of each of the drivers and incorporating into one Franken driver. It was meant to always be messy, but something that could function, you know? Something that didn't feel like a ripoff, but something that you could easily be like, "Oh, I see. Okay. I see where that comes in." Um, so that evolved into a whole ass character concept. Um, and then that further evolved from being, if we go back to my notes and everything, because I already started, as you could see right here. This went from me taking notes on like the actual drivers from which I had to actually move these because of what I'm about to mention. It went from just going notes off of like our protagonist, our hero, our first writers of each series driver, and actually using the drivers of the first antagonistic Kamen Rider of each of the series. So, if we were to do a good example here, we'd go basically. Actually, I can probably shortcut this. We'd go to 01 and see if I can't find it. Villains. Fuck. I gotta like. Wait. I gotta like various. Is it you? No. Which one was it? Is it you? No. No. Okay, wait, no. These are different. I was probably they're probably marked in the Kamen Rider section. Okay, wait. Let me. Hmm. This would help if I remembered names. Writers. Let's see. Okay, I could probably find it in here because they're technically a Kamen Rider. Nope. No. 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 Okay. Oh wait, that's why I couldn't find them in the wrong spot. You no. Okay, where the fuck are y'all? I'm new to writing streams, so how do your streams work? If you don't mind me asking. To be fair, I have actually never done a writing stream. I've always mentioned how I might do them and everything, but I've never actually done them. So it is currently up in the air. We're kind of just going as we're just kind of going as it is. This is just kind of a case of like for me, I'm basically just kind of I'm basically just going through like explaining my kind of just going through and explaining my own thought process on how I work on things, I guess. No. I'm trying to find them because I can't remember their fucking name. Nope, nope, don't scroll back down. Is it you? There we go. Finally. Okay, there we go. So this is yeah. Yeah, basically I am making my own Tokusaku OC and they're a common writer. And this basically this is what I'm basically kind of going over the creation process for. Um Lion Man is out there just saying, "No, I'm gonna stick. I think for my sanity, I will stick to what I know." Um, this is basically one of the first. Well, not this guy specifically, but well, he's one of them. He is one of the first people in 01 to have to have a driver and to be a common writer, but he's an antagonist and everything, right? So conceptually, my first original conception was I was going to use the hero's first driver and only their first driver in their very limited form. And then I thought, and then I ended up thinking about it, and I had even, I had the better idea of why don't I use the villain's driver? Because oftentimes it's like a trend I notice is like the villains that use drivers to become a common writer generally, um, generally don't they have similar functions to the drivers that the hero uses, but they have like certain features that don't match up with ones. So like this guy can't like build. Let's see if I can find the driver itself that he uses. No, okay. Like his driver basically doesn't really seem to, unlike with the 01 driver from 01, uh unlike with that one where you basically take a progrise key and slot it in for your transformation. The 01 can slot in another one to basically add on a power up to his original form. These ones don't seem to do that. They seem to be just kind of have a whole lot of raw power to them, is the idea, right? And that was my challenge because they're a lot more simple. Um, oh yeah, wait. Yeah, hard to read. It's don't worry about it too much. This is kind of for me mainly, and I'm just kind of explaining it. I'm trying to really just trying to. Okay, wait. Uh, okay. Kind of wanna. Nope, not that one. Uh, yeah, I will. I'll see if I can do anything. I'm kind of just. I mean, I'm kind of just reading a little bit. Is all. I am stumbling my way through it. What is the driver called? Nope, that's not it. Hmm. Okay, that's not it. Also not it. It's a different character. I'm trying to find the name of the driver he uses. 'Cause that's I need it for a reference here. But yeah. Uh, Also, can I fucking actually? That's a good question. Can I actually like zoom in on this? Because fuck if I know. This would be a lot easier if I could, if it make this easier for y'all to read for one thing. That would be a great question. Ooh, maybe if we go down to forms, that might do it. There we go. Here we go. Okay. Find it. He uses the force riser. That's it. So I would love it if I can learn how to use things. We're gonna copy that for now though. Not a great image, but this is the force riser. This is one of the things I'm basically taking inspiration from here. I am going to use this and how it functions to basically take a certain aspect of its functionality, hack it off, and Frankenstein it with the other ones. High-speed building machine located on the silver section of the riser. It creates various equipment based on the data sent and from the rise loader, and implements it to the wearer. Okay. Rise device safeguard mechanism. When a progress key is loaded, it is fixed with strong pressure trying to prevent it from falling out during combat. Limit anchor. Okay. Okay. This is good. This is the info I need. All right. I will hopefully figure out how to actually uh make this easier to read for y'all. But we'll switch over to here first. Um, so over here, this is Obsidian. It's a writing tool and everything. So I'm gonna leave these for now. But basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this. We're gonna make a new one. We're gonna label it as Force Riser. Does it have a Z? Am I making up the Z? No, it has an S. I'm a little silly. Okay, so Force Riser. Fixing something outside. Sorry about that. Excuse me. So to basically let myself get on track again, um, but conceptually, I don't have a lot of this noted down because a lot of this was ideas I had today, and it's a lot of scattered thoughts. Um, but basically, uh, the concept is to have so my character here is going to be a is basic. Okay, so the idea, how to say this, the main idea is this is a person who has grown up hearing stories about Kamen Rider, but is disconnected from the not only just the culture at hand, from her original culture, but is also disconnected from the ability to actually ever interact with that, if that makes sense. Because I am a very much I as a writer, I know a lot of write what you know, right? I can't really put my shoes. I can't really step into the shoes of a whole different culture I don't really understand, because that'd be fucked and a little, honestly, quite disrespectful, and also would definitely make a worse product if I attempted. Um, but I can at least take what I know and try and make something. Um, so having so basically the idea is, my common writer here is was born in America. and everything, right? She has like family ties and history that connects back to Japan so that she has a connection. And literary wise, she has a connection like there's a reason why she knows about a lot of like she has stories of Kamen Rider. But they're just stories. She's never had the actual chance to see them because they're not over here where she's not there. They're not in America. They're primarily kind of a Japanese thing. Um, so so blah, to kind of stick with that. Um, I fuck. How do I explain this? Uh, so being the case that she has grown up on these, she's kind of gained an obsession for it, right? Um, she's basically always wanted to actually interact with that. She's always wanted to see a common writer, and to some extent, she has a morbid curiosity of knowing what it would be like to be a common writer, just without most of the heroic reasoning, the actual like all the reasons why someone would be a common writer. She doesn't have anything she wants to protect. She doesn't really want to do like she's not there to really do good in the world, if that makes sense. She's not really there to improve things or anything. It's more just all to indulge this obsession and curiosity. And with what limited information she has, I thought it would be fun to have a bit of hubris in for her to attempt to, say, well, if I don't think I don't think I can ever really interact with one, why don't I just make a driver myself with the information that I can gather? And that's basically where the concept is. She's basically someone who is trying to force a the creation of a driver for her own selfish desires. This will eventually like span into something of a horrible disaster, which I am still working on. But the idea is to basically take a character who is very selfish and put her into a scenario where she ends up finding something that she actually does care for through a lot of hoops and hoops and hurdles. Uh, so it's like creating in conception. It's like having a selfish writer who doesn't deserve to be a writer have to make up for that and protect the things she grows to actually care for. It very simple. You could probably just yeah, you get the gist. That's where it's at now. It's super messy, and there's not much to it. So this entire thing, um, this whole thing for me, this is basically I'm just organizing things at right now. I want to design the driver, because I think it's easier to start with the driver since it is supposed to be her obsession. So if I start with the driver, I can basically move on to how that shapes her as a character. Um, and in doing so, I'm basically just taking notes on the drivers that she is basically Frankensteining into her full driver. So we're basically I'm at most I'm basically gonna I'm gonna basically read through and see what functions and abilities these things have. And then jot that down for notes and reference points for when I actually work on the like whole driver and everything. This is basically the gist of the whole of stream. Basically, I'm just kind of ranting about my OC and my thought process on how I would basically go about um design the whole design process. I guess Yeah. I need to breathe. I took a second just to actually breathe. Anyone who knows me knows I can rant like a motherfucker. Mm. So, uh, that's where we're at. I'm basically gonna be like splitting my attention and just kind of chatting about whatever. Nothing like too specific. So, like, if y'all have like questions about like my thought process, or if y'all just wanna, basically, if you wanna just talk and mention whatever you want, then I'm gonna use that. I guess I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. To be honest. So I'm overall just kind of doing what I would normally do, but talking a lot more in in a live stream setting like this. Uh, so yeah, we're gonna work. I'm gonna do my best here. Thank you, Wolfie, for the posture check and hydrate. Ugh. Once the transformation finish. Mm, okay. So as the name kind of implies, the Force Riser takes a progrise key, which a progrise key is is basically like an authorization key that also correlates with an animal and a set of abilities. So, for example, um, for our main Common Rider, our first one, Common Rider 01, they are, a grasshopper, and that correlates with jump, as the key itself is associated with jump. And there's, I'm sorry, Wolfie, I'm about to hit you with the unfortunate. Our second Common Rider is the owner of is of the wolf, which is owned by the Ames agents. The Ames agents are a group that deal with humagears, humagear crimes. Humagears are basically robots or androids. Loads combat shotgun. Shame for you. Well, that's the downside, Wolfie. His if I here let me let me grab this real quick. Uh, let's see. Let me pull this up. There it is. So so this is the shot riser. This is the AIM agent's version um of their driver. It's a gun. I'm very sorry. He brought a gun. He also brought a gun. This one just also transforms him into a Kamen Rider. Beautiful. Exactly. Um so I'm going off that. Oh, no. So yeah, okay. So yeah. Uh so unlike the zero and unlike with the actual 01 driver, which is the finished product driver, the Force Riser is basically so okay. Let me organize my thoughts. The 01 driver requires you to use your progress key to authorize the transformation, and then you can load the key in by opening up the actual key itself. If I pull that up, I can probably find it here. So this is the 01 driver, right? You see this little section here, you take a progress key, you slot it into there, you open it up and then you slot it in like this. You slot it into a little bit here. See, you can see the key right here. It slots in, this part moves over and shows the circle with the symbol of the progress key right there. I can now find there's a progress key. Progress keys. Here we go. So these are the progress keys. So here's Shooting Wolf, Rising Hopper, Rushing Cheetah, Sting Scorpion, Flying Falcon, all that. I'm going to, to protect my loved ones and with the power of friendship in this gun I found. Kamen Rider probably. Specifically Volin. His thing is he wants to so Volin as a character was a teenager in school when a disaster happened where a bunch of Humagears basically ended up getting hacked and started going to try and kill humans. I'm Boomski! And over the 2 ways I'll be for 13 months. I I'm being a nerd. Um but also this is what I mean by it unfolds. Um the progress key goes from, it's a little cube and it opens this part up. So so you can basically take take this part and let me just let me open this up in another one. Um, so you take this little square, this little in its little closed form, in its little closed state, right? Yes, you put it. You basically authorize it in this spot here, and then you slot it into the side after opening it up, and that is what authorizes the transformation for the 01 driver. A similar thing works for the AIM shot risers. You basically open up the key and then slot it in to authorize. At least that's how um like Vulcan does it. Valkyrie slots it in and then opens the key up. Aren't those ones mostly belt buckles too? Yes. So this is the actual belt slot here, right? For the AIM driver. So the AIM drivers wear an actual belt. It's just with this, right? The shot riser can be disconnected from the belt and used as an actual gun. But it still has this part here for when you want to actually slot it in and use it as just the driver on the belt. Is the idea. As for the 01 driver, it is a belt. It is a full belt. Like here. This is that's Kamen Rider 01. The belt is right there. It's always right there. That is the state it's always in. Right? Now, as for the Force Riser, the Force Riser, as the name implies, forces the transformation. It's difficult to see, but if I go here, you can see it a little bit better. An unauthorized progress key is activated and inserted while closed into the Force Riser. So I hope that makes it a little easier to see. The whole idea is unlike the other two official drivers, 01 especially, the Force Risers require the key to be slotted in unauthorized. Right? Um and a thing to mention I want to mention is with the aims drive like shot risers, um there's a distinctive thing where you fire the shot riser and a bullet flies out. That bullet flies around and then comes back. Vulcan likes to punch his, which initiates the transformation, and that's how they do their thing. It is based on a bullet, right? But the Hedon 01 driver it's connected to a satellite up in space that basically beams down an actual robot machine thing that basically bounces around and then gets incorporated into the transformation. Um, transformation. Activates authorization holding authorizer. After opening up the key and inserting key into the rise slot, causing the rise liberator to open, exposing the progress rise reactor with a display of the animal's head. Okay. The progress key is scanned for transformation. The driver sends a signal to the satellite there orbiting Earth, which then relays an encoded animal DNA to relays the encoded animal DNA to the user's location in the form of a projection of the progress key's writer model. Which maybe this will show what it is. I don't know if it gives any. Yeah. So this is it. Here we go. This is what it basically beams down when it does this. So when it does this bit here, right, it is sitting down this kind of machine thing, and this guy functionally like bounces around and then it gets incorporated into the transformation. And it does this for like all sorts of different progress keys. So here's the shark one. Here's Falcon. Here's Tiger, polar bear, and everything. Right? That is how the 01 driver works. It basically beams these down to be basically incorporated and used for the transformation according to whatever is slotted into the 01 driver, right? Now, we go back to the Force Riser. To initiate transformation, the user pulls the a Force executor, forcibly opening the progress key, a colorless version of the progress key's writer model materializes and envelops the user before breaking apart into armor pieces. So if we go back over to here, we can actually see this with Stinging Scorpion. It is a completely colorless version of this. So for using Stinging Scorpion would basically stab the stinger and into the rider as they're transforming, and then would wrap itself around them, and then to then like break apart and become the armor pieces for the transformation, which is neat. It's a good, like, I think it's a really good it's really good to it's a good distinguishment between the 01 driver and its official, and like how it's very official. It's a lot less, it's a lot more fluid. It's all there with purpose. Authorizing the key, slotting it in, easy peasy. Force riser, as mentioned here, the transformation process causes a notable amount of pain to the user, as seen with Jin's first transformation. Jin's one of the characters that uses this. So, as it states here, unlike with a more official and clean transformation, the force risers do cause notable amounts of pain. Even if like as stated here, however, the user's body, he seems to become accustomed to the pain over time. Even if that is the case, that does mean that like every transformation to some extent is still quite painful, even if you get used to it. And unlike with like the 01 driver, there seems to be a lot less functionality to it. Um, like the 01 driver, as we kind of saw here a bit ago, if we look at the shark, the 01 driver allows someone to like, whoever's using it can like transform with Hopper, for example, but then can also slot in like the shark model, for example. And that is just overlaid up and is like, this is basically added to the base transformation in a way, right? Mhm. Let's see. Da, 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 da. There we go. Here we go. This is what I was talking about. So when the main character Otaro transforms into an auxiliary form from Rising Hopper, the armor pieces is repositioned themselves around the Rise architecture before the writer model summon, and by the auxiliary progress key creates a second set of armor. So it basically, that is one of its functions that the other two drivers don't have. The Aim's Shot Rise driver and the Force Razor don't have that function. When they slot in a key, it is just the key. It is just that one key. They can't use an auxiliary model on top of their original um off of their original key, is like the whole bit, which is really interesting, and I love that. That's kind of where I'm going for here. I want to use, instead of using the hidden one, which has more functionality, even if I'm like taking only a part of how it functions for the driver I want to design, I think it's more interesting to take the already limited and flawed version to make make the one I'm going for here, right? So basically, I'm kind of wanting to translate that over here. So to get to the point now, though, to the actual writing, because I've been doing a lot of talking, but not a lot of writing. Let's basically kind of translate those thoughts over uh to our little page here. So I'll just out so basically right here. These are little notes just for the so we can reference back to the force riser. I'm basically gonna make a short and sweet kind of explanation of how this force riser would function for me and what I'm using it for. Would be basically how do I want to phrase this? Oh god, I this is so this is the downside of me doing this live is a lot of my notes are basically just for me to understand. So it's like oh boy. First answer would okay. Mm, Closed. I'm basically okay. So right now, I'm just kind of wanting to put down my thought. I will probably go back and clean it up so it makes a bit more fluent sense later. Uh, progress. E. Will. Blah, blah, blah. She. I won't deny. I realize that so I'm doing the. I have a time limit kind of set on this right now. To um be like basically an hour and a half. And I kind of realized I spent a good chunk of it just kind of talking about the concept. uh but I'm sure that's just talking about the concepts a bit more interesting than a bit more interesting than just having me type up my very scattered uh thoughts and all that. I must go, but people need me. Well, hi, Dial Toad. Thank you for popping in, at least. Around. JK. All right, all right, all right. Welcome, welcome. I was gonna say, it's you got the classic you got the classic God, what is it? It's like with a character entering through a rotating door, only to immediately keep decide to leave by via like continuing walking around the blah, 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 the rotating door. Been practicing a girl voice and it's so expensive. Ooh, are you getting like a actual coaching, or are you like what's you doing? How's it? I want to know why. How is it expensive? You getting like a coach or something? Actual coaching? I see. I see. That makes sense. Actual coaching, and it's hard. Yeah, I've heard that it's quite difficult. Ah, yes, yes. What can I help you for? Help you for? Help you with? Help you to? I don't know. What can I help you for? I think it is. I think I said that right. All right. Let's see here. I'm looking for a maid outfit. I see. I see. I should have actually. I'm sure I have a maid outfit actually around here somewhere. Yeah, I got one. I let's see. I'll trade it for a crisp high five. I have really not much use for it, so I'll take just a crisp high five. That is the trade requirement here. I realized I didn't forget. Kid, high five. I hurt my hand not long ago. Are you telling me you don't have a second hand? Did you lose your second hand? Did you injure the other hand as well? You have two hands, I swear. It was a two-handed tool. Ah, I see. Well, uh, I don't know. Take it for like 20 bucks then. I don't know. And by actually, I don't have use for 20 bucks. Give me like two gold. There we go. Two gold. I actually have use for gold, so an angle grader. Or taking Rusk off cart. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That'll do it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's big youch. Those bad just a few cups. Still can't be a pleasant experience. Like pleasant experience at all. Then. Ugh. What happened was it wasn't in the tool. It was the flying rust pieces. Also, happy 2023 Christmas. It is 2024. My good bean. I will have you know. On my date, it says 2023. Well, I think you need to fix your date. I mm, mm, Tobaga High Sky. Hi, it's going fine. I'm just kind of taking notes right now on the Force Riser. Just basic things that I kind of need. Uh, Probably add down a bunch of its abilities later, but I'm basically just kind of going in and getting certain bits here. So we're gonna put a reference for. We're gonna basically put down a reference now of these. Yeah, it's going fine. So there we go. There's those. So it's that. Love it. It's really not much to it though. This is just very short. These are very messy notes. They're for at least my basic understanding. Uh to be fair, I did waste kind of a lot of time uh doing more explaining of the general concept than actual writing. Uh but it's fine. Getting the concept kind of put down and mentioned is important. So, for example, right, the we got so right now we're taking notes down on the force riser because conceptually, instead of using the 01 driver that the protagonist and first like main common writer of Common Rider 01 uses, for example, we're going to use the first like antagonistic evil common writer instead is the idea, because these are usually more flawed and generally have less functionality than the ones, but that kind of is like it's like a trade-off of having like they have less force less they have less functionality, but they have generally more of a forced our power output, which would make sense logically. You want your first like enemy common writer to be strong, but you also want them to be limited compared to what your protagonist can do. So I thought doing this would probably be better if I'm making a Frankenstein's monster kind of driver. So like the Force Riser here is a great example of that. It's flawed. It actively harms the user. Uh, Unlike the 01 driver where you take the progress key, you slot it into this little piece here and authorize it, and then you open up the key to then slot into this little part where you can kind of see the key here a little bit to open up this, because this goes from being slid over and covering this to opening up, right? Instead of being like that, it just you slot in, like you take little progress key here, right? You slot it in right here. You pull this lever, and this little arm here basically flips down and forces the key open. thus the name Force Riser. And it seems like some unique like this distinctly comes with like an unstable what is technically like an like a technical um unstable form, but a higher output in in abilities. So like for example, um Force Riser enhances Force Riser enhances the enhances the parts of each body part to reach maximum ability despite the unstable transformation. So in other words, this forced method does come with a lot of pain, but it just kind of is able to wring out more, like more power, and actually be able to send that to the different body parts. Unlike the more controlled and stable 0-1 driver, it can output a lot of power, but it's stable. It can't. It's not trying to actively harm the user of it. It is it is very largely there to be a stable source of power to actually face the incoming threat. And with that, it does have more functionality with being able to take like auxiliary progress keys and having a like auxiliary armor attached onto the base form instead of having to like take it out and transform into a whole different um like writer form. Mm. Yeah, no, that's fair. I have I've hit you with the psychic damage. My brain will understand when and I watch it. Lol. Well, I we started watching the first 5 episodes like last Thursday, and we're gonna continue watching the next 5 episodes this Thursday. So yippee! Maybe I'll catch you up if you have time. Uh, but yeah, God, I got like I feel like I basically got nothing done. But to be honest, this is actually a good amount of progress here. For just taking notes without like forcing my brain. I need to definitely be writing some more, but that's like I will definitely say that like oh boy, trying to organize my thoughts and put them down while live, not easy. Not easy. For now the brain is sleepies. That's fair. That is fair. You have good rest now that you're off stream though. You have some good rest. Um I might take this as like I might take this as like a good stopping point for stream. I'm probably gonna continue this when I'm off stream when I can just kind of focus a little bit more. Um, Merry Chrysler, Happy Crisis. Uh, but I think this is good. I think for this is good progress for like a writing stream where my thoughts are very scattered. Um, and I honestly could not focus for the most part. Uh, Merry Christmas. Um, so I'm gonna rate this off here. Uh, yeah, I think I'm gonna rate off. It's almost like it's also like 17 till 11 here. Oh, and I know I'm gonna start crashing if I go a little too long. I knew this was gonna be a short stream. I knew this was gonna be short. So it's almost Christmas. Christmas. Almost Christmas. So let's get rated out. I'm gonna rate out to uh let's see. Let's see. Who do we have to raid to right now? The who do we got? Who do we got? Let's see. Okay, I think we. Okay. I think I have a choice. We're gonna go. Raid out to. Mythica Veil Knight. They are a friend of my girlfriend Biscuit. Uh, and I think I got raided into them with from stream I was lurking in. So. Veil Knight. Good night, Wolfie. I hope you had a nice time at least, even if a lot of my thoughts were scattered. That should be correct. Heck yeah. Hurrah. Yeah. Um, if good night. Here's our raid message though for you good beans. Um, I'm gonna try and be. I'm probably gonna end up streaming again, Thursday evening. No, actually, Friday. We're gonna try and stream Friday evening, or we'll stream Friday. I'll figure out the time and update on the Discord. As for Thursday, we will be continuing our little watch party of Kamen Rider 01. So if you would like to join, uh, happy to have you all. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful holiday, and go show some love to Mythica and everyone on behalf of the Gilded Cauldron. Be kind and courteous, and I'll see you all hopefully back in the void real soon. Mwah!